This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev made an about-face yesterday when he demanded Armenia grant a corridor through Syunik in order to connect Azerbaijan with the Nakhichevan exclave. This is in contrast to October, when he said he was no longer interested in the much-talked-about corridor, as it would be making one through Iran instead. President Aliyev further specified that cargo, citizens, and vehicles should all have unimpeded access to the corridor without any inspection or customs clearance. Armenia has consistently rejected such a scheme as a violation of its territorial rights and sovereignty over Syunik. Iran is also opposed, with its ambassador to Armenia reaffirming today it has always supported Armenia's sovereignty and will not agree to anything which violates that. Turkey, on the other hand, endorses it, with its transport minister announcing a few days ago he expects the corridor to be implemented by 2029. Azerbaijan had used the existence of the Lachin corridor as the basis for a similar one through Syunik. However, after it blockaded Lachin, in contravention of the 2020 ceasefire agreement, that rationale became defunct. Azerbaijan also cites its interpretation of the agreement's 9th point as validation for its corridor claim. However, its ethnic cleansing of Nagorno-Karabakh in flagrant breach of the agreement has similarly made that obsolete. Aliyev is aware his demand is totally unacceptable for Armenia, but envisions that if it refuses, Azerbaijan will simply leave the borders closed indefinitely. He stated, "In that case, they will receive more damage than benefit." The government will provide a loan of 3.5 billion drams, or about $8.5 million, to the GTB Steel company to build a metallurgical plant in Ararat region. This project, which includes American investors, had come to wide attention last year when its construction in the border town of Yeraskh had to be stopped due to repeated shootings at it from the Azerbaijani side, in one case wounding 2 Indian workers. The plant is being moved to the nearby town of Ararat, and the financing loan with an 8% annual interest rate will be provided to the company from the All-Armenian Fund. The government expects that up to 500 jobs will be directly created as a result of the plant coming into operation, with more collateral job creation in the service and maintenance sectors. The factory's gross revenue is expected to be about $200 million annually. Security Council Secretary Armen Grigoryan will participate in the 4th meeting of Global National Security Advisors to discuss Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's formula for peace, to be held in Switzerland on Sunday. Grigoryan had also attended the previous meeting in October, while skipping a meeting of the Commonwealth of Independent States' security secretaries the next week in Moscow. The latest participation in Switzerland is sure to upset Russia, which condemned the previous gathering as a blatantly anti-Russian event. After that meeting, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova described Grigoryan's participation to be a demonstrative anti-Russian action by official Yerevan. She warned Yerevan should understand that it is openly flirting with those who aggressively oppose Russia, and that we are sorry that the current government of Armenia intentionally destroys our good relations as allies, which until recently Yerevan considered as the main factor of its prosperity and stability. An investigation released today by New Lines magazine reveals that satellite imagery of a structure in Aghdam suggests a possible basis for rumors Azerbaijan was preparing mass imprisonment of the Nagorno-Karabakh population. New Lines states that a high-ranking Armenian official, speaking on the condition of anonymity, confirmed the existence of classified information about the building, which the government believes was intended to hold over 10,000 individuals. Azerbaijan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs did not respond to New Lines' request for information on the building's purpose. Nagorno-Karabakh's former human rights ombudsman, Artak Beglaryan, is also quoted, saying he had received some confirmation from intelligence services that Azerbaijan had ideas for such a project, but had not been able to independently verify it. He described the role anti-Armenian hatred and fear of mass imprisonment by a country lacking a credible justice system played in the population's decision to flee the approaching Azerbaijani military last September. Finally, be sure to check out the new episode of the CivilNet podcast with guest Eric Yelyan, a combat veteran of the Karabakh War who transitioned to winemaking after his military service. He discusses his experience on the front lines defending Artsakh and what drove him to work in Armenia's growing wine industry. He also delves into the revival of ancient grape varieties and ambitions for Armenia's winemaking future. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.